Hello everybody, it's Niklas and welcome to this new video on Figma. And in this video we are going to see how to work with the flexible layout. It is a very interesting features, and thanks to that it's possible to work with the distribution but also work with more things with the flexible layout. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content. First link on the description, the complete course Figma is available. So if you want to learn Figma step by step with the course structure, this course is perfect. It is on the first link on the description. You will see the model, the session, what you will be able to learn, a lot of hours of training content to perfectly master Figma. Second link on the description, it is like an online school, so you have a list of different courses. If you want to learn any graphic software, you have a lot of choice to learn different graphic software. So it is on the second link on the description. Let's start with this flexible layout. First things to do, I'm going to go here and create a frame first. And I will resize this frame. On the right, I will type a height value, and on the height value, I will enter 800. Then I will work with a width value, and on the width value, I will enter 460. So after to do this work, the principle of the flex layout is when you have multiple elements, you will be able to start a flexible layout. So first, let's select the shape tools and create an ellipse. I will zoom a little bit and I will create the first ellipse on this area. After to do this work, I will use the fill options and work with the red color. And I will duplicate this ellipse multiple times. So this is why I will press Alt, left click, and duplicate this ellipse, Alt, left click, Alt, left click, Alt, left click, Alt, left click, and Alt, left click. I'm not going to have exactly the same alignment or distribution voluntary because I want to use a flexible layout. And I will change the color, so every time I select the circle and I just change the color, I select multiple color. Let's work with yellow for this one. For this one, let's work with this type of blue color. For this one, let's work with like a purple color. For this one, I will work with maybe an orange color. For this one, I will work with another type of blue color. And for this one, I will work with, for example, more a pink color. And maybe this one I can change a little bit, and I will work with more dark purple color. And for this one, more, this color. So after to do this work, the principle of the flexible layout, when you have a series of elements like this, you create a frame of selection. And after to create a frame of selection, you go on the right and you can see auto layout. When you have two objects or more selected, you can create a new auto layout. You can also go on right click and add auto layout. You can also say flexible layout. It is exactly the same way, and you can click on plus. So you select the different object, auto layout, and after what you can see that first we have an alignment and a distribution. So we have a frame automatically created. I go on the left, and on my layer panels I can see a frame. After to do this work, automatically I have the same space between my different elements, and I have also the same alignment. So now what's happened if I select this? So it means I can reduce just like this. So I can reduce my frame just here. And if I go in this area, I can also reduce my frame just like that. Something that I can do also is to work with the distribution inside, and I can change the distribution just on this area. If I just go on the right, you can see auto layout option. One of the first things to do, you can work vertically, just like this, or you can work horizontally. You have also the possibility to use wrap. In this case, it's not going to be very interesting, but you can also use the wrap features. And after, you will be able to work with more advanced things inside your frame. So take a glance. If we use the vertical layout, we update this render, we have a frame with this size, but if we use horizontal, we have this size. But you can increase the frame. So for example, you can drag and move this frame, and you can increase the size of the frame on this direction. After to increase on this direction, I can one more time mark here or here. And something that you can do one more time is to drag and move, and you can change the position of the different element, as you can see. So you can change the distribution and you can change the alignment. You have also the possibility to use wrap, and when you use wrap, it is useful because you can work with multiple lines or multiple columns depending of the size of this frame. So when I use wrap, automatically if I increase the alignment here, I will go on a second line, as you can see. So for example, I will go on a second line just here. But I will set the values of the distance just on this area. And I can extend one more time this one. And you can define also some space. When you go in this area, you have the horizontal padding and the vertical padding. So one of the first things to do is to come back on this direction. Let's just come back with my 8 element just on one line here. So if your frame is like this, for example, I can drag and move all my frame, just maybe in the middle. If my frame is like this, you have the possibility to create alignment. For example, align top center inside my frame, or align top right, or align right here, or align center, or align left. So you can change the alignment. If, for example, I reduce the space, if I zoom a little bit, I can reduce the space just like that. And if I reduce the space, I can put all my elements, for example, on the top here, in the middles, in the bottom center, or the bottom left on this area. So you can change the position of your element. Don't forget that if, for example, I reduce a little bit, just like this, I have also the possibility to add on this area a horizontal padding. So we can add a horizontal padding, and if I add more, I will work with 2 lines, as you can see. And you have also a vertical padding just on this area. But in this case, it's not going to be very interesting. But if, for example, I work like this here, and I decide to put a vertical padding, I can reduce on this area, and if I put the top left corner will stop here for a simple reason that we have a vertical padding, and we can see the vertical padding on this area and the vertical padding on this area. And you can repeat this process for any object. So if you have more objects, it's possible also to work. When I go here, I can click on individual padding, and you can work with each individual padding independently. So it means I can create offset also on this area, and you can work with individual padding on each separated value, like this. At any moment I can come back. If I want, I can tap 0 here. On this area I can tap 0. On this area I can tap 0, and on this area I can tap 0 also. So now I just have my frame. I can position the frame where I want, and I can make one more time adjustment, or I can select vertical or horizontal. Let's select vertical. You can also increase directly the horizontal gap using directly this value. So this tool allows you to work with alignment, to work with distribution, to work with margin and position inside the frame. When you go on the left, you have your frame. If you want to remove the auto layout, you just go right click, and when you go right click, you can remove the auto layout, remove auto layout. In this case, you keep your frame here, because you still have a group, and it's possible to go right click and to click on ungroup, and you will just recuperate your different elements exactly like at the beginning. So this is how you can start, how you can start with the auto layout features. If you like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. First link on the description. The complete course Figma is available, so if you want to learn this software to create your mobile application, to create the design of your website, or to create a graphic document, this course will be perfect. It is on the first link on the description. We see the different features of Figma in detail to perfectly master the software, and at the end you will be able to create all your design for, as I explained, mobile application or website, but also graphic document. So this course is on the first link on the description. Second link on the description, it is like an online school. You have a lot of courses about different graphic design software. So most of the time this software are open source, most of the time this software are free, but you have also different type of software if you want to learn anything about graphic design. For our next video, see you. Ciao, ciao.